Hello friends, I'm Goblin. I want to show you some of the most basic patterns in my style of juggling. This is going to go quick. I'm going to show you a lot of things really fast, and it's not a tutorial. I just want you to get a general feel for the style and form of my juggling. So we're going to start with Cascade. This is like a thread. It holds pretty much everything together. It's one of the most basic units of my juggling, and we come back to this a lot. Now, you're not going to see me doing this a lot in my standard juggling routines, but it's always there, always present. There's a single throw, a double throw. What's another pattern that's like that? Another thread. This, reverse cascade. Again, same thing as regular cascade. It's not very present, but you'll see all sorts of these throws and catches happening. Much like cascade, just in reverse. The balls go the opposite directions, the hand go the opposite direction. It's nice. Let's look at some variations of those threads. Put them together. Create a basic texture, a basic fabric, if you will. We're going to do reverse cascade with the right hand, regular cascade with the left hand. We got this. One ball goes over the top, left hand does regular. We can do it repeating like this. It's a really nice trick. There's all sorts of variations in there. Let's look at one of them. We can do tennis. This is reverse cascade alternating between right and left hands. So you get a ball that goes over the top, repeating, back and forth, kind of like tennis, which is fitting because it's called tennis. So, let's look at something that's a bit more of a complicated fabric. Something that has a little bit more color. This is separated columns. Now, this trick is a little bit more unique, a little bit different. It again weaves through things like a thread, but this is something that forms the base of so many other patterns, so many other tricks. Those other threads we were looking at, they just sort of weave through things. This thing creates. What's some things we can create from this? Let's look at this trick. We're basically just doing separated columns here, but we're crossing our hands while we do it. So it's pretty much the same thing, except for it's got a very different color, very different texture to it. The hands cross over and over again. Let's look at another fabric. Let's look at Mill's Mess. So this is Mill's Mess. This trick, again, same as separated columns. This forms the foundation, the basis of so many tricks. Weaves together with those threads, even separated columns nicely to make all sorts of interesting, fascinating tricks. Let's look at a slight variation of this. I'm going to do a ghost with my left hand. So what's a ghost? Well, my left hand's catching the ball, moving underneath. What does this actually do? It resets Mill's Mess back to the beginning of the pattern, so I only end up doing half of the Mill's Mess pattern, because every time the left hand goes back under, we end up back at the start of Mill's Mess. So, I want to put all of these together for you. I want to form a tapestry out of these threads and fabrics for you. I want to show you a bunch of different colors and textures. We're going to go even faster now, but I'm going to try and explain real quick what I'm doing with each of them. We're going to start with spikes. Spikes are like this. We've got things like steels. We've got ghosts. We've got all sorts of different variations. We can do boxes. We can do circles. This is actually kind of a box trick, but there's all sorts of different stuff we can do with these threads and fabrics, and they create all sorts of different illusions. We're going to talk more about this stuff. There's all sorts of stuff to go into there. Every single one of those tricks I explained real quickly during the tapestry, we can talk about for 10, 15, 20 minutes, half an hour, an hour. I want to tell you more on this. So, Facebook me, like me, follow me, Twitter me. I'm going to show you all this stuff. We're going to go into lots of detail. We're going to do tutorials. We're going to juggle to music. But we can only do that if you come hang out with me.